29 years ago, I was in Kathmandu, Nepal. That's where I picked up this oil on canvas painting from a gallery from a dissident, a political dissident, Yogendra Danagal. He was in prison in India, escaped back to Nepal, but also on that same trip, at what I believe was the Kathmandu Hotel, I met a Dr. Kavanaugh. And this is where the mystery starts, and it's something that I've been trying to work forward for, I guess, 29 years now, and this is where I want to throw this out onto the internet to see if we can get more eyes on this to help me find Kavanaugh. This is another painting by the same artist, Yogendra Danagal. It doesn't have anything to do with finding Dr. Kavanaugh, but while we're at it, it'd be interesting to see, has this artist evolved? Where is he today? I've looked on the internet, I don't know anything about him, but obviously he's got great stuff. So in January of 1990, the place to stay in Nepal, in the Tamil district, according to Lonely Planet, I think was the Kathmandu Hotel. I looked it up on Google. I don't think it's there anymore, but that's where all the trekkers went. And that's where I met Dr. Kavanaugh and his wife. They were recently married, and we started chatting it up in the background, or the backyard of the hotel. And I remember they were telling me the story. They just recently got married, and they said that they used vows from Shakespeare, which I replied when I heard that, saying, "Oh, did you use the line, 'Methink thou dost protest too much?'" Which actually landed well at the time, and I was surprised. But at that point, I was leaving Nepal, going back to the States, and Dr. Kavanaugh's wife were just going up into the mountains, going on their trek and their journey. And they had said to me that they had this equipment that was very important to them. This was the equipment that Dr. Kavanaugh used during his internship to get his medical license practice, or his practice for medical license. There's two artifacts that they gave me, and they asked, "Hey, we're going to the mountains. We're not comfortable taking them with us. They're very expensive. If we lose them, it's going to be very expensive for us to replace them. Can you bring these artifacts back to the States, and then find us and give it to them?" So there's a blood pressure kit, and then also what's really interesting to me here, it says Kavanaugh with a K. You know, the thing that they look in your ears, nose, and throats, and this is the original stuff that they used back then. And it was very important to them. I was never able to get it back to them. But now it's 29 years later, almost 3 decades, and I have made calls. I've gone on Google. I've looked up Dr. Kavanaugh. I've made a handful of calls. I assume that Dr. Kavanaugh is probably, my age, probably maybe a little older. I'm 54, so somewhere, maybe somewhere between 55 and 65, or 55 and 62. So what I'm seeking is the internet and social media to do their thing. If you know of a Kavanaugh, Dr. Kavanaugh, who was in Nepal, in Kathmandu, in January, February of 1990, please let me know. I'd love to get his medical gear back to him.